A new perfect complexion device. Is it worth it? Tuesday on Good Morning Washington.
Tonight, from the hurricane zone, the hunt for the missing. More than 40 people unaccounted for as conditions deteriorate in the hardest hit areas.
There's no gas, no food.
Long lines forming for the most basic supplies. Neighbors and strangers helping those in need. Demanding answers. President Trump vowing to punish Saudi Arabia if it's proved they killed a Washington Post columnist. Saudi Arabia vowing to retaliate with force. Caught in the middle, a multi-billion-dollar arms deal. Also tonight, President Trump weighing a new round of family separations at the U.S.-Mexico border.
If they feel there will be separation, they don't come.
The plan that could reignite one of the most explosive policies of his administration. And the stunning video, a boy with special needs dragged down hallways and up the stairs by a teacher and a nurse. His service dog pulled along as well. The video and the actions of those adults sparking outrage. Plus, model murder mystery. The young woman who just moved to Atlanta for modeling work struck by a bullet while driving to work. Who fired that fatal shot? Police asking for the public's help.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Tom Yamas, and we begin with the growing crisis in the wake of Hurricane Michael and the stunning damage from those 155-mile-per-hour winds. Long lines for basic supplies in hard-hit Panama City, where there is still no power, no water, and barely any phone service. K-9 units are searching the wreckage of homes in Mexico Beach. More than 40 people are still unaccounted for, and families are struggling to stay in touch. One family sending a giant help message. You see it there with timber. Tonight, some 700,000 customers are without power in 5 states, and it will be days or weeks before the lights are back on. ABC's Rob Marciano in the storm zone since Michael made landfall. He's in Callaway, Florida tonight.
Tonight, parts of the Florida Panhandle being likened to a war zone. 4 days after Hurricane Michael caused a path of destruction across the region, the search for the dozens of unaccounted for continues. One family learning the fate of their relatives when looking online to an interactive map, finding this, the word help spelled out in timber.
And I contacted emergency services, and they went out there to do a welfare check.
Finding frustrated residents is as easy as finding destruction.
It's been very traumatic. I can't hardly eat and I can't hardly sleep.
This man rode out the storm inside his home, now struggling to clean up and salvage what he can, refusing to leave at night.
Where were you hanging out inside the house when these were coming down?
Mostly the front porch.
Michael left thousands homeless. This line of cars outside a FEMA distribution point where soldiers are giving out cases of water and other supplies. With much of the aid delivered from places like these local churches. The problem, basic communication. Text alerts letting people know where they can find food and water, but many are without cell service or power to charge their phones. In Mexico Beach, where Michael's winds were most ferocious, some homeowners were returning to survey the damage and salvage what they can, as search and rescue teams look for signs of life. Our Will Carr is there.
With dozens of people still unaccounted for here in Mexico Beach, there's still an urgent search and rescue going on. Crews have pushed into this marshland. They're looking at cars and boats, and when they clear those, they smack those green stickers on them as they continue to look for the people who are missing.
Officials hopeful that number will go down as they find out where people have gone and are able to get in contact with loved ones. Today, FEMA's director touring the devastation. 19,000 people registering for federal assistance. FEMA telling residents to only return when they're told it's safe and to expect extended power outages.
Destruction everywhere you look. We see it right there, Rob, where you are tonight. You're joining us live, and the death toll for Michael inching even higher tonight?
Yes, unfortunately, as expected, the death toll now up to 18, Tom. As for the power situation, we talked to a representative from Gulf Power today who said they expect to have 95% of their customers back online in just 10 days. The issue is a lot of those homeowners will have to make repairs to the homes just to accept that power once these lines are back up. So nothing is straightforward here, Tom.
All right, Rob Marciano for us. Rob, thank you for that report. Next to the growing tensions over the disappearance of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. He was last seen entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, Turkey, and is believed to have been murdered inside. President Trump has been close to Saudi Arabia, but tonight he is vowing to punish them if it's proved they're behind the murder. And now Saudi Arabia says they will retaliate to that with force. ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell reports from Istanbul.
Tonight, President Trump threatening action if it's proved the Saudi kingdom is involved in the disappearance of Washington Post reporter Jamal Khashoggi, telling 60 Minutes.
There's something really terrible and disgusting about that if that were the case. So we're going to have to see. We're going to get to the bottom of it, and there will be severe punishment.
The Saudi government repeatedly denying any involvement, but now escalating the war of words in a statement saying if it receives any action, it will respond with greater action, issuing this veiled threat. The kingdom's economy has an influential and vital role in the global economy, a clear reference to Saudi oil and its power to control prices. Khashoggi is feared dead, last seen walking into the Saudi consulate October 2nd. This mystery deepening when Turkish officials alleged a squad of Saudis landed in Turkey the day the reporter vanished, checking into this hotel. The 15 Saudis then mysteriously left the hotel, having only just checked in, got into a van and headed a few hundred yards down the road to the Saudi consulate. The team then parked up at the back of the consulate, allegedly lying in wait for Jamal Khashoggi, who went through the front door a few hours later and never emerged. The national intelligence analyst for the pro-Turkish Daily Sabah newspaper telling me his sources are convinced Khashoggi was murdered, and they have a tape that proves it. And there's no doubt in their mind?
There is no doubt, actually.
He was killed?
Yes, he was killed, they say, and the main question is where the body is, you know.
Can I ask you what happened to Jamal Khashoggi, sir? Outside the consulate today, everyone remained tight-lipped. But despite the threat of punishment, President Trump not wanting to endanger a multi-billion-dollar arms deal with the kingdom.
It's 450,000 jobs. It's the best equipment in the world. But if they don't buy it from us, they're going to buy it from Russia or they're going to buy it from China.
All right, Ian Pannell joins us now outside that consulate where Khashoggi was last seen entering. Ian, we heard that strong statement from the Saudis in your piece, but tonight their ambassador in Washington issuing a, quote, clarification.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. A conciliatory statement from the ambassador essentially thanking the administration for not jumping to conclusions. Significant because the ambassador to Washington is also one of the king's sons. And we're hearing in the last couple of hours that the king himself picked up the phone, spoke to the Turkish president and thanked him for his help with a joint investigation. Taken together, this is a dramatic attempt to lower the rhetoric and ease the tension. But still, no answers from the Saudis about what happened in that building behind me on October the 2nd. Tom?
Ian Pannell trying to get to the bottom of this. Ian, thank you. And from Washington tonight, President Trump is weighing a new round of family separations at the U.S.-Mexico border. It comes as the administration released new video of a Texas detention center that is home to 2,400 unaccompanied minors. ABC's White House correspondent Tara Palmieri with what that new family separation policy might look like.
Just weeks ahead of the midterms, President Trump putting a spotlight on immigration. This amid a report his administration is considering a new take on family separation at the border.
We have the dumbest immigration laws in the world. The world laughs at us, but we're getting them changed.
While the president says family separation could deter illegal immigration,
if they feel there will be separation, they don't come. You know, if they feel there's separation, it's a terrible situation.
He cited no evidence and gave no proof that undocumented immigrants are bringing children into the country to bypass immigration laws.
Everybody wants to come in, and they come in illegally, and they use children. In many cases, the children aren't theirs. They grab them, and they want to come in with the children.
According to the Washington Post, the president is considering a plan that gives parents who cross the border illegally two choices: stay in detention for months or even years with their children as they await immigration proceedings, or allow children to wait in government facilities until relatives are located. Even the First Lady weighing in, telling our Tom Yamas that she was blindsided by the child separation policy and she's against it.
You know, it was under your husband's policy, the zero tolerance policy, that these families were separated, that enforcement. Is this somewhere where you disagreed with him?
Yes, and I let him know. I didn't know that policy will come out. I was blindsided by it. I told him at home, and I said to him that I feel that's unacceptable, and he felt the same.
The crackdown on illegal immigration ended in June because of legal setbacks. but many children remain in detention. U.S. officials say more than 200 are not eligible for reunification or release. The Department of Health and Human Services out with a new video from inside a Texas detention center where 2,400 children are housed. Here, they're seen playing, eating together, and bunking in tight quarters.
Tara Palmieri joins us tonight from the White House. Tara, I want to switch topics now. I understand you're getting some fresh reporting on the effort to release American pastor Andrew Brunson from detention in Turkey.
That's right, Tom. President Trump was so determined to get Brunson back that he actually ordered a plan to pull back all U.S. diplomats from Turkey, our NATO ally. My sources in the State Department said it was such an extreme option that they feared he would go through with it. But Brunson was returned on Friday, and the president never had to pull the trigger. Tom?
Tara Palmieri with that new reporting tonight. Tara, thank you. And a troubling story out of South Texas tonight. A family argument at a one-year-old's birthday party turned into a gunfight, leaving 4 people dead and 1 person injured. Tonight, 1 suspect is in custody and another is on the loose. Here's ABC's Marcy Gonzalez.
Tonight, a man and his 3 grandsons dead, shot at a 1-year-old's birthday party.
I don't know exactly how many kids, but I just know there was a lot of people who witnessed it.
Police say it started around 7:15 Saturday evening in the backyard of a home in Taft, Texas, with an argument between 2 distantly related families.
Reports of subjects fighting in the middle of the street.
Investigators say a father and son, both named Ronnie Rodriguez, opened fire, killing 4 men, injuring a 5th.
It was an argument over something real small, and it escalated real quickly to where guns were involved.
Police identifying the victims as 62-year-old Juan Espinoza Sr., his grandsons, 20-year-old Juan Sandoval, 22-year-old Jeremy Sandoval, and 25-year-old Nikki Sandoval. And tonight, the 5th person who was shot is listed in stable condition, expected to survive. Police say they've arrested 1 of the accused gunmen, but are still searching for the other. Tom?
Marcy Gonzalez for us. Marcy, thank you. Now to a disturbing incident at a Kentucky school caught on camera. It shows an 11-year-old boy who has autism and is nonverbal being dragged along hallways and up a staircase by a teacher and a nurse. His service dog dragged as well. Now, the teacher reached out to the boy's mother to say there had been an incident, but the mother says she was unprepared for the injuries she saw in her son. Here's ABC's Janae Norman.
Tonight, a Kentucky mom wants answers about this surveillance video capturing her 11-year-old son Thatcher, seen here sitting on the floor of his school, his service dog beside him, before being dragged through the halls by a teacher and school nurse. At one point, the pair even dragging him up a flight of stairs. Thatcher's dog forced to follow along. Thatcher, who has nonverbal autism, visibly uncomfortable.
He's clearly screaming. He doesn't want them to do this.
Joe Grayson says the teacher texted her saying Thatcher refused to stand, so they picked him up. At home, she noticed bumps and bruises on her son's body and turned to the school with questions. The incident has now prompted investigations by school officials and state authorities.
He'll remember this for the rest of his life. Autism or no autism, any kid would remember that.
In a statement to ABC News, the district said incidents of this nature are isolated and there is absolutely no tolerance for the conduct of the employee in this incident, adding that the teacher involved in this instance is no longer employed by the Fayette County Public Schools. Grayson says teachers should have better training to handle students with disabilities like Thatcher. And Tom, Grayson says this whole incident has been a developmental setback for Thatcher, and the fact that he's nonverbal and can't tell her when something has happened makes her even more nervous about sending him back to school. Tom.
Video is disturbing. All right, Janae, thank you. Next, for the hunt for answers in the death of a young model in Georgia. She was driving to work when her car veered into oncoming traffic. When she got to the hospital, doctors saw she had been shot in the neck, and now they're desperately looking for the gunman. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Tonight, a mystery deepening as investigators hunt for an elusive suspect who opened fire as this young model drove to work on this Georgia road.
We just have so many unanswered questions.
Police saying surveillance video from this gas station outside Atlanta key to tracking down a killer. Cameras capturing 28-year-old Kelsey Quayle's Mazda as it suddenly swerves into oncoming traffic, slamming into 2 cars before crashing. The model rushed to the hospital.
Upon her being transported to a local hospital with serious injuries, it was found that she had suffered a gunshot wound.
Doctors discovering a bullet wound in her neck.
We have no reports of anyone reporting any gunfire, no reports of anybody driving erratically.
Quayle did not survive. Her case baffling.
She was the sweetest person, and just doesn't make sense.
Her family now desperate for answers.
I just want to know who did this.